I am an introvert. And you can probably notice that with the amount of unread DMs I have on my Instagram. You can say that I don't like talking to people. Now, if you're wondering what type of introvert I am what you call an INFJ. Now, if you're wondering what an INFJ is, or if you're wondering if that's an STD or not, it's not an STD, don't worry, it's not AIDS. Now, you probably heard terms such as these, like INFJ, INFP, ENFP, from that one person who said that you were not meant to be together because they were a Sagittarius and that you were Gemini. Yeah, you need to unfriend that person. And MBTI, no, not an STD, is what you call a Myers-Briggs personality indicator. Now, you may be wondering what each letter means, like what the hell does an INFJ mean? What the hell does an ENFP mean? Well, each letter actually has different meanings, and in the Myers-Briggs personality thingy, there is a total of 8 letters. So we have 8 letters in the Myers-Briggs personality, which are E, S, T, J, I, N, F, P. Now these 8 letters form a 4-letter combination, and that will determine your personality type. E is an extrovert, I is an introvert, S is a sensor, N is an intuitive, T is a thinker, F is a feeler, J is a judger, and P is a perceiver. Now there's a certain website online where you take a test of it will ask you certain questions like, do you like hanging out with people? Do you like judging people? Do you like murdering people? After finishing the test, it will give you the 4 letters. So for me, I am an INFJ. So that means I'm an introvert, I'm an intuitive, I'm a feeler, and I'm a judger. Yeah, I love judging people. Now, it says on the website that my personality type is the rarest, but judging from my comment section of my videos, I beg to differ. It seems like literally everyone in my comment section is an INFJ, so yeah, check your realism website. So let's get into the main topic of why I don't like being an INFJ, and more specifically, why I don't like being the unhealthy version of an INFJ. Don't get me wrong, I love you INFJs. I'm just an unhealthy version. And before we get into the video, let's thank our sponsor today, this little hash brown. Alright, let's go. So let's start with the first reason, which is I am very bad at socializing. INFJs are generally socially flexible. We tend to adapt to certain situations or certain social situations. So for example, if let's say I went to a party or something, it wouldn't be hard for us to sort of strike a conversation with someone. I'm pretty good at being open and friendly when it comes to like meeting someone for the first time, but the problem is after. I hate to admit it, but the main problem is maintaining the relationship. Now, don't get me wrong, it's easy for us to befriend people, where it's very hard for us to maintain those friendships. Usually what happens with me and my friends is that they meet me, we become close really quickly, and then after that, we don't talk for like weeks. Now, generally with my friends, they know that I don't reply on time and I'm not a good communicator, so they're fine with that. But you can see how that's a big problem when it comes to surviving in this world. Now, my reasoning for why I am a bad communicator, or why I don't even... So, I've came up with a solution. Where is my iPad? I've came up with a solution, and that is called journaling. Alright, on with the video. So here I have is my iPad. How the hell do I screen record my iPad? I have no idea what I'm doing. There must be a button here, right? Whoa. I feel like tracking who I talk to is pretty good, a good step in the right direction, but yeah. Number 2 of why I hate being an INFJ is I rarely open up to people. Now yes, opening to people is hard. Opening to people? Now yes, opening up to people is hard for a lot of people. For my case, it's even worse. Now us INFJs, we are very good listeners. We easily get emotionally involved with other people. Just because we are a good listener does not mean that we are good at telling people our problems. Now I have a few close friends that I always interact every day, but sometimes when I'm feeling down or when I'm having a problem, I don't even open up to them. I always keep it inside. The reason why I don't open up to them is because sometimes, you know, it doesn't seem like they don't listen to me. You know, whenever I listen to their problems, I always listen attentively. But then when they listen to my problem, you know, they do it in a half-assed way, which of course makes me not want to tell my problems. Of course, I have some friends who actually listen very well, and I tell them my problems, and those friends I really trust with telling what I feel or sort of asking advice or something. Now the problem with this is that it's very unhealthy in terms of communication because we don't say anything. INFJs don't say shit. We're kind of like every company customer service. We don't say shit. When there's a problem that clearly needs to be resolved, we tend to sort of hide it, or we tend to sort of not say anything, and that is just really destructive, and that is very, very unhealthy. And that is one habit of mine, or one sort of unhealthy nature of myself that I really do not like, but I still do. The next thing why I hate being an INFJ is that we are really bad at saying no. Just like how I mentioned that we are very emotionally involved to other people, and that in turn makes it hard for us to say no to things. You know, we always tend to let ourselves involved into other people's lives, and in turn, we cannot do our own things. And it kind of reflects to a problem where, you know, we are too involved with other people's problems that we forget to deal with our own. And that's why we are really bad at saying no, because we are way too emotionally invested. I wish I would go into investing, but the only thing I invested in is my problem, so. All right, the fourth problem we have is that, and this is a big one, I tend to be emotionally aware of my problems, yet I still do it. You know, like this video, I mentioned all the problems about my unhealthy side of being an INFJ, but obviously, you know, if I can identify the problem, why is it still happening? And that's because I still do my problems. Changing yourself is a hard thing. Like, you can't just immediately just start being, that was a really bad snap, let me do it on my other hand. You can't instantly become super sociable, or you can't instantly become very good at communicating or anything like that. It really takes time, and I'm not making an excuse, but I'm just saying that even though it takes time, it's still kind of my responsibility to try and change for the better. And the last reason why I hate being an INFJ is that we tend to blame, or we tend to excuse our unhealthy behavior on those 4 letters, being an INFJ. Yup, how ironic. I made this video and the 5th problem is me essentially blaming that I am an INFJ. How meta. Now, I've mentioned all those problems, and I'm still happy to be an INFJ. You know, honestly, if I were to choose my personality type, I would be nothing else but an INFJ. You know, I know I sort of clickbaited this title, but honestly, there's so many good perks of being an INFJ. You know, when you're alone, you tend to enjoy being alone. You know, when you don't have company, you tend to enjoy it anyway because you just love being alone. And, you know, it's really relaxing just to be with yourself. You know, have no one talking to you. It's just amazing. You know, as troublesome as we are, I feel like also we are very flexible with things. So now a lot of people may think and look at this and that it's really part of them and that it's unchangeable. And I feel like what life really is to experience things, right? We're human beings and we're here to experience things. We're here to grow. We're here to earn money. We're here to live in society. We're here to get relationships. We're here to talk to people. And those are all experiences. Now, it's very easy for us to hate ourselves because it takes no effort to hate the things that we hate about ourselves. You know, it's very easy to criticize ourselves because of our shortcomings, but you know, life, we're kind of here to sort of grow as a person. We're kind of here on this earth to sort of experience things. And I feel like it's very unfair if you would say that you can't change yourself, because I think you can. And I feel like life is all about learning and experiencing and, you know, overcoming your problem. So what kind of personality type are you? And how will you change that? Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. This is the first video I've done with like sort of commentary style, and I hope you liked it. For next week's video, I'm actually hosting a Q&A. I'm going to be answering your questions. I actually posted a story already on my Instagram. It's expired now, but you can go down to the comments down below and ask me a question, and I will pick certain questions and I'll answer those next Friday. Sorry if I'm awkward in front of the camera. This is like, it's still my second time recording in front of the camera, so I'm not really used to it, but yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.